Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
What a gutsy win. What a gutsy performance. The Phillies team of old would never grind out that victory. Sandy on the bump with the 0.56 ERA in his last 6 starts, going at least 7 innings in all of those outings. I saw 101 to Bryson Stott in the 6th inning. I saw triple digits to RHYS Hoskins in the 8th. Now, there was some command control, and that's when he was somewhat falling apart, walking a couple batters, and then they go to the bullpen, and Didi Gregorius comes up large, lefty, first pitch swinging. So, wow, just what a way to fight, especially after the disastrous loss 13-1 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. It doesn't take long to get right back in the win column. Now, if you're wondering, Broads, why the hell are you doing this post-game show in a robe? Let me explain. I haven't wore my robe in about 3 years. Are you telling me the night I put it on after my shower is the same exact night the Phillies squeeze out a win against the Miami Marlins, the team they never beat, the team that destroys you, the team that rips your soul out of your chest, that you should annihilate, the team you should beat consistently? And you beat one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. Castellanos out of the lineup, giving himself a little bit of a breather. Alec Boehm out of the lineup, and Matt Vierling comes up clutch in the 9th inning, not only getting that blooper hit, but stealing second base as well. So that when RHYS Hoskins come up, boom, there's the big-time swing to left center field to walk it off. Wow, wow, wow. And to be honest with you, I don't know if you win this game with Alec Boehm in there. Not that the plays that Matt Vierling made at third base were so special, but I'm sorry, just the fundamental plays, the basic standard plays to the left side of the infield, there's no way that I could automatically assume that Alec Boehm does that. And of course, Alec Boehm doesn't have the same speed as Matt Vierling in regards to stealing that second base. So when we look at Rob Thompson and we say, what decisions did you make? Connor Brogdon, 1, 2, 3, 8th inning. Hey, how about a man named Sir Anthony Dominguez in the 9th? Thank the Lord we did not have to see a 10th, because if you saw a 10th inning, here comes Familia after possibly seeing his name there when you talk about what was coming next. So that would have been vomit-worthy. That would have been awful feelings. Anything surrounding Familia, anything surrounding Jose Alvarado is a horrendous time as a Philadelphia Phillies fan. Hey, how about Chad Ochocinco, though? My guy is here. He's in the stadium. He's rocking that powder blue. And I even tweeted at him from the Broads Twitter account, which you should absolutely go follow on social media. It's a wild, 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 wild ride. Welcome aboard. You just wait. But this is a different Phillies team, though, so maybe he joined at the right time. As soon as I put that robe on, and as soon as Chad Ochocinco joins the fam, it seems like there's just a different energy going on. Now, I can look at multiple situations where you would like more. And realistically, there was a time where Jazz Chisholm did not work hard coming out of the box. And who knows if that costed the Marlins a run and that changed how this bad boy ended. Bryson Stott made a couple plays over at second base. Aaron Nola gets out of an uncomfortable situation. Couple doubles occur. But Jazz doesn't run out of the box hard as Bryson Stott bobbled it a bit, which gave him a couple extra seconds, and then he gets the out at first base, which, who knows? Do the Marlins score more runs in that situation? And then, it's not the same outcome when we get towards the back end of the game. But you have to pounce on those opportunities. You have to make teams pay. I did not like Aaron Nola's approach to Rojas when they did get that lead. I also didn't love the fact that Rob Thompson did not challenge the play when Birdie was clearly trying to steal. They forced him to go back to first base a handful of times. He takes off, and I thought Bryson Stott got him in the 7th. Like, at least give it a shot. What are you saving that challenge for? If that's not the time to challenge the play, I don't know when you will challenge a play. And it looked like Bryson Stott almost made that tag before the hand slid in there. Maybe Bryson Stott's body blocked the view. From one angle, you couldn't really tell when the hand hit the base. From the other angle, Bryson Stott was hanging out in front of the base to apply the tag. But maybe there were a couple more views that we didn't get to see on the broadcast that they didn't highlight. But I think there, you have to challenge that play if you're Rob Thompson. So, just something to look at, even though they still won the baseball game. But even throughout, sometimes when I watch these games, I'm thinking about my talking points as it plays out. And when it was 2-1 or when it was 1-1, I was thinking, this team's in a dogfight. You got Aaron Nola pitching a gem. You got Sandy pitching a gem. You got two teams that are really working hard. And, JT Realmuto grounds out into a double play after getting absolutely robbed on the first pitch strike call, which changed the at-bat 0-1. Now he breaks his bat, double play. JT has stunk in that position, and it's very fair to criticize him for his poor play as of late. It's been horrible. He doesn't come up clutch enough for this squad. I despise that first strike call, though, and it did play with his approach at the plate. And I really do believe if that wasn't called, then you wouldn't have seen at least that scenario play out where he was swinging at that pitch. Maybe he swings at a different pitch and it still results in a double play. And luckily, Didi was massive for the team. But I was looking at the squad and I thought to myself, sometimes you're in a battle and you lose it. You lose it. But it's not because I hate the way the team played tonight. This is what was going through my head while watching the rest of the game play out. But I'll tell you what, there's just a different belief right now where they knew we are going to win this baseball game. We will fight. We will scratch. We will crawl until the final out. You got guys all the way backed up to the warning track when Kyle Schwarber's up and, he ends up going down, which stunk. But when JT grounded out in the double play, that stunk. The RHYS knocks in Birdie, that one stunk. Schwarber leadoff double, he ends up getting stranded there. Bryce Harper, when they took the lead 1-0 in the third inning, JT Realmuto and Didi Gregorius did not cash in on maybe expanding that lead. But every game's going to have that. Every time you have a scoring chance, you don't get a hit. That's just reality of the business too, right? So we have to make sure that we acknowledge that. You can't be screaming every time. Yeah, this game's hard. This game is difficult. You're going to leave guys on base. You're going to leave a guy on third. You're going to leave a guy on second. That happens. So you won't get the monster hit every single at-bat. There are guys, though, that I'm looking at that has to step up, whether it's Castellanos. And when he got his number called, hey, how are you? Like Bohm. Yeah, that's right. Like Bohm. Like JT. The noise on JT is getting louder and louder and louder. Deservingly so, but it's starting to get into a territory that it's getting there. A lot of upset fans. I wonder if that's working the way back to JT, which is forcing him to play with a little bit more pressure, to play with a little bit more knowledge of knowing that, well, dude, you're getting talked about in a really negative way. And it's not our fault, right? Don't say, well, you're not supposed to do that and you should be giving him, all sorts of confidence. No. You're a Major League Baseball player labeled the best catcher in all of baseball. Please. Now, there was going too far where when he threw the ball to second base in the 7th inning, where I thought they did get the runner. Oh, how do you not get him there? Okay, you can't scream at him for the throw. I thought the throw was fine. He did everything he possibly could do in that scenario. Everything's at the plate right now, and I've ripped him for his defense. When it comes to catching guys stealing, that is fair. That's off the marks. That's off the criticism. Catching guys stealing and throwing guys out at second base. There's no way I will crush him for that. Every other part of his game, no doubt. But that's just showing that you're so annoyed with him that even the thing that he does do well, which is very limited within his repertoire right now, but the one thing that he does do well enough to satisfy you should be that. All the other parts of his game, have at it. That's free. That's free game. That's a no-brainer. Go ahead. Rip him to shreds. I love the fact, though, that you get right back on track as soon as you lose to a team that you knew would have an extra sense of urgency from the entire fan base because you need to win this series against a team that really would cost you wins last season and in years past. This organization would never win this game. Never, ever, ever, ever in a billion years would they win this baseball game over the last handful of seasons. So this told me something. And you know what? The Arizona game, it sucked. And I hated Alec Boehm. And I hated some other things that went down during some sequences. But it was about the response. What are you going to do with not only the Marlins, but one of the best pitchers in all of baseball on the bump, too? You are put in one of the worst spots. You are put in a very difficult spot. And they answered the bell. Aaron Nola, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, and the bullpen was great. 1, 2, 3s out of Sir Anthony, out of Connor Brogdon. Large spot for the kid. Incredible. Schwarber's out in left field. He's making diving catches with Sir Anthony, sliding on his butt or on his knees a little bit, makes a grab. How about it? Incredible. RHYS Hoskins, too. He's been in the crosshairs a bit when it comes to, not performing. Well, things are turning around for him. Big time walk-off. The celebration, the cooler on top of him. Everyone screaming, jumping up and down at second base, screaming at the top of their lungs, going bonkers. And the youth, once again, Matt Vierling. I would have loved late for Bryson Stott on one of those late at-bats. Oh, I thought there was a tough call. Probably the right one. It was iffy. Could have went either way, 50-50. Similar to the JT thing, though, and I thought the JT pitch was significantly worse, and that one was way more criticized and should have been. But there was a close call that could have went the other way for Bryson Stott that maybe changed how that at-bat went, and I would have loved to see another big-time moment from Bryson, but it is what it is. He ended up going down swinging. So looking at the lineup today, JT Realmuto batting fourth. What did I say yesterday? Castellanos was batting fourth, JT batting fifth. Why are we putting two guys that are painfully struggling in most prime spots? I didn't like it. And I didn't like JT Realmuto batting cleanup today. This goes back to what Rob wants to tell the team. And that's all cute until JT Realmuto's batting cleanup and going 0 for 4, right? So at some point, all right, we get it, but the guy's not doing his job. So we have to hold him accountable. It gets harder when players stink and when players are not accomplishing hits and scoring runs when they are at the plate, when there's multiple runners on, there's a couple outs, and we need a large AB. So I hated him batting cleanup, to be honest with you. You had Schwarber, Hoskins, top of your lineup. Schwarber, 2 hits. Hoskins, 2 hits and a walk. Harper, 2 walks. Had a hit in there as well to Sandy. Him versus Sandy. Hey, MV3, we need you here. All right, don't worry about it. I'll knock in the first run. Here we go. Dude's ridiculous. Doesn't even make sense whatsoever. Odubel, 1 for 3. Bryson Stott went 0 for. The 8th inning is when he had that strikeout. Moniak got a hit. He singled in the 4th inning. He had 1 hit today. And then, of course, Vierling's bloop in the 9th, showing a little bit of versatility and utilizing him all around the diamond. Second base the other day, now third base. And I really do believe this. You don't win this game with Alec Boehm in there over Matt Vierling. Now, I'm not telling you I want Matt Vierling to play third base every day. I'm just saying there were a lot of plays that went to that third base side that I cannot just pencil in Alec Boehm making. And yes, they were just standard, basic third base plays. One had a little bit of juice to it. Nice. Stayed low. Fielded the ground ball. Huge. Huge. What a fun victory for this team. And tomorrow on the mound after Aaron Nola, what is it, Zach Eflin or Kyle Gibson? Sometimes the whole Zach Wheeler thing kind of threw me off. It's Zach Eflin tomorrow versus Trevor Rogers. Eflin 3.76 ERA, Rogers 5.58. And you saw Sandy, by the way, when he was in the dugout after those couple of walks, he's throwing his glove. He's all disgusted with himself. It's like the dude just pitched a gem. I mean, you threw triple digits in that 8th inning. You did lose your command, and you were walking some pitchers. You were walking some batters as you were, pitching up there. So I could see why he was upset with himself, and especially after you see first pitch swinging Didi. Lefty, lefty. Lefty, lefty. Didi. First base side. Keeps it fair. Dude's been really tremendous for you. I have a bet right now going on. I bet Tyrone Johnson a pair of sneakers that Didi Gregorius would hit over 258 this season. He's anti-Didi. He said he'd take the under. I took the over. So by the end of the year, and there is a rule where if he is missing a certain amount of games by the end because some sort of injury, then it becomes void. Nobody will win the bet. But I'm like, dude, come on, over 258. The dude healthy can absolutely do that. He's a career 268 hitter. And last year, you cannot just look at last year when he was banged up and he had some forearm problems. I didn't love what he blamed to force the bad play and the injury. I mean, he was blaming the vaccine on why he didn't play well and why he had an injury. That's stupid. But when he is healthy, you see it. Veteran. Played a lot of baseball in this league. A lot of experience. Oh, Didi! My guy, Didi! I love me some Didi. I really do. What's going to happen with Stott, with Didi, with Gene Segura? I know my answer. I don't think people are going to love it. I know my answer. I'm somehow finding a way to go Stott, Didi, Segura. Just saying. I know that's not going to happen. I'm just telling you what I would do. Won't happen. That's what I prefer, though. Just saying. 856-442-9805. 856-442-9805. That's the phone number. We're going to go to the phones in 1 minute. First, Freestone Farm CBD. It's my favorite CBD brand. They farm it themselves with all organic inputs, and they offer the highest quality genetics in their strains and extracts. I have tried a lot of different CBD out there. Freestone Farm CBD has been amazing. I love using it after working out, and before I go to bed at night, it is A+. What's even more exciting, our friends at Freestone Farms just unveiled an all-new strain menu with some awesome CBD at really reasonable prices. Check out their tropical tasting Bayox that clocks in at 24.1% CBD. All their premium hemp flower is grown on their Garden State farm with all organic inputs and IPM. If you use promo code BROADS at checkout, you will get 20% off. So make sure you click the link down below in the description, freestonefarmcbd.com. All right, let's go to the phones. Hello, how are you feeling after this big RHYS Hoskins walk-off in the 9th?
I am feeling spectacular, sir. It is a great feeling. I was at the game, actually.
Ooh.
I had a great time with my buddy, Evan, and we were just having the best time. I want to talk about Nola because I feel like his performance is going to get overshadowed by RHYS, which is understandable. I'm not complaining, but I just feel like he should get some love because even though he let up a couple runs, he had a dog in him tonight, and he got through some really tough times with a great stuff, and I was really proud. He got guy on second, 0 outs. he didn't let the guy score. Guy on third with one out, didn't let the guy score. He was battling tonight, and it was really, really fun to watch.
Absolutely. My biggest complaint was the pitch to Rojas where, the dude's just killing you, always seems to find a way to get something explosive to happen. Maybe you somewhat pitch around them, but all pitchers make a mistake and make a pitch throughout the game. Sandy made mistakes out there, so I'm not ripping him to death. You're absolutely right. The dude played phenomenal, and because of the electricity of the win and how the offense came back and they stole second base and they did some little things out there, it sure is overriding how phenomenal Aaron Nola was. But let's look at another game where he was awesome, and he's been so good for you this year. 7 innings, 2 earned runs. You just had that one uncomfortable spot where a couple doubles back to back, and, you're right, he made some good pitches. Now, if Jazz ran out of the box a little bit harder, is it a different score? Maybe, but like I said, teams are going to make mistakes, and it's what you do when that happens. Do you make them pay? The Phillies made them pay tonight, and in other games, in other years, they wouldn't. Tonight they did because they're a better team. They believe in one another, and they come up large. And, without Aaron Nola's really good game today, you're not even in that position. So he does deserve a lot of credit.
Absolutely. I just think Philly fans are really strict on him. I remember going on Twitter when he let up the first run in the 5th, and they were just like, he's a fraud.
Yeah, that's
we need to get him out of here. He's the worst pitcher. I'm like, yeah, I'll need to relax. He's fine. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, you're not going to score. I appreciate the call. You're not going to score 0 runs on the Phillies every single game. You're going to allow runs, right? Other teams are going to score. They will cross home plate. So just because a couple hits did happen and there were some shots that happened there in the gap to score a run or so with a couple doubles, okay, just like the Phillies lost against the Diamondbacks, it happens. What do you do from there? Do you stop the bleeding? Do you get your pitch count back on track, or just keep because you can allow runs and your pitch count still be a certain thing. Just in general, though, what do you do? This is more from a general sense. Whenever that does happen, can you settle yourself back down? Can you keep the pace the way that you would like to? Are you still going to ride that momentum? You saw frustration from Jesus. He's swinging and missing on off-speed pitches, and he's slamming his bat down in the dirt. I don't know what happened there at the dugout where they're screaming at the blue behind the plate as if they were what? There were some tough calls here and there, and I specifically brought up a couple that I didn't like from the Phillies' perspective, but enough to start screaming at them at that point of the game. I didn't see anything egregious within those couple of pitches to make the Marlins that upset, unless I missed something, but I really didn't think I did. And I even thought Crucker and McCarthy were a little confused as well, and they had a hilarious little back and forth there about you probably have to hear it for it to be funny, so I'm going to relay it right now, and then it's not going to be funny, but Kruk was asking about when you lose weight, does your head shrink? And they were laughing back and forth because he said, well, I learned that on 2.5 Men. That's where you should get your knowledge from. Yeah, maybe need to hear it. It was funny, though. It was funny in time. Let's go to Amadeo. How you doing, Amadeo?
I will never criticize RHYS Hoskins again. I literally said that to myself. RHYS Hoskins, if you get a walk-off right here, I will never criticize you again, because I did not want to see Jim Finley in the 10th inning, honestly.
You're a liar, though.
I'm not a liar.
You are a liar.
I'm a truther.
Okay. We'll see how long this holds up. There's going to be a game where RHYS Hoskins has bases loaded, 1-out, grounds out into a double play. I'll see you on Twitter freaking out in all caps and 9 exclamation points.
Maybe not.
I don't believe you one bit. But what are you thinking?
It's basically, like you said earlier, previous Phillies teams don't win that game. Aaron Nola goes up there against right now the best pitcher in baseball, Alcántara, and he deals 2 runs. That puts you in a perfect position to win the ball game. You got clutch hits late. Your top guys played very well. Schwarber, Hoskins, Harper, continuing to be Harper. Beatty with a big hit late. Matt Vierling, when his number gets called, he's been pretty solid. Huge stolen base. And you win. Sir Anthony and Brogdon, too. Just the bullpen guys as well. Like, for them being so young to go out there in that tough scenario and keep the game tied, That's huge.
It
really
is.
huge.
It is. And I would really love to see a little bit more consistency from Brogdon. There were times where we've seen him in a Phillies uniform really dominate. This year's been up and down, but when he's good, he's really good. And it wasn't just the bullpen did the job. They dominated. Right? They dominated. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even scary. There wasn't even a little bit of noise. They executed really, really well. So, it just builds the confidence within that bullpen. It builds the confidence within the guys in the clubhouse that play every single day. When you go to Dominguez, when you go to Brogdon, there's just a little bit more buzz because, they did it last time. They did it last game. Without Knable, all right, we don't even have Knable, who this bullpen's thin as it is. And they don't have a reliable guy like Knable, even though he's been up and down too. He's definitely a main source for you. And yeah, it's really important for them. And another thing, when you study the way this team wins, tonight we're talking about Matt Vierling and RHYS Hoskins. Before we talk about Bryson Stott, all I'm trying to bring up to you is tomorrow, I bet you it's somebody else. Maybe it's Nick Castellanos who gives you 2 hits and gets 3 RBI. Maybe it's Didi Gregorius again. We're going to study these wins because now they won how many? They won 9 in a row. They lose 1, bang, right back to it. Another victory. The streak is phenomenal. When they win tomorrow, that's right. When they win tomorrow with Zach Eflin on the bump against Rogers, I'm going to point out somebody new. Someone who goes 3 for 5. Maybe it's Schwartz. Maybe Schwartz gets a double, a single, and a bomb. It's going to be the next guy. When you can do that, when it can be someone new each night, you're a deep team. You're a deep team. You're a damn good baseball team. Who's it going to be tomorrow? Castellanos. Maybe it's Bohm, because whenever I rip him, he steps up big. Then I have to sit here and say kudos to you. So maybe he gets 3 hits. Probably be all singles. But hell, if there's a man on third base each of those times, then there's 3 RBI for you. What do you want from me? Let's take another call here. How are you?
Hello?
Hello.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm in my robe.
So I wanted to say at first that Sandy Alcantara, he's so good.
Filthy.
It's so impressive.
Filthy.
And I just have like a baseball question. I don't know if you take those, but
Sure.
I'll ask it. How do you feel about we played the Angels a little bit ago, and they're just tanking so badly? Do you think the Angels will ever stop wasting Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani?
I don't know. I don't know. Everyone relates the Phillies to the Angels, right? So if the Phillies can turn it around and actually do something, can the Angels eventually do it? Maybe. There's my answer for you. I don't know if they're going to waste it. And to be honest with you, I don't really care. I like Mike Trout, and I watch a lot of baseball outside of the Phillies. But I really don't care what the Angels do. I don't care about what a lot of these teams do. I never want to see the Boston Red Sox win because I never want to see the city of Boston win. I never want to see the New York Mets win. I never want to see the Atlanta Braves win. I never want to see the Washington Nationals win. Those teams I have a hatred for. If the Angels stink, I don't care whatsoever. With that, I do know people are hanging on patiently in the phone lines here, but we are going to shut it down tonight. It's getting a little late. I started late because of the NBA Finals. I wanted to watch that fourth quarter, so I did get a late start here tonight. I want to thank everybody so much for hanging out with me. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button as well. Thank you guys so much. If you want to buy tickets to go to any event out there, you can utilize promo code BROADS, $20 off. That eliminates the fees. That's free parking, free booze, you name it. Promo code BROADS, $20 off. It's a no-brainer. Get yourself to a game today. And then lastly, TikTok at Broads Media. Go hit the follow button there. Thank you guys so much. I will catch you all tomorrow.